Let's freaking go. Dre Greenlaw to the Broncos on a 3-year, $35 million contract. I like this signing a lot. In fact, I like both of the acquisitions Denver made today from what was at one point and not too long ago an elite 49ers defense as Greenlaw joins safety Talanoa Hufanga, who signed earlier today with the Broncos. But Greenlaw, the latest Broncos free agent signing. Denver, unfortunately, I wouldn't even say whiffed on some linebacker signings. They never got the chance because so many notable linebackers were re-signed before free agency began. But Greenlaw is a very, very good consolation prize if you were hoping for Zach Bond or Nick Bolton. I am a big fan of Greenlaw. I just feel like the only reason why he's not getting more attention was the Achilles injury in the Super Bowl that caused him to miss much of 2024, which is a really bad time for him in a contract season. Only played the last 2 games of the season, so might as well have missed all of 2024. But you look at what Greenlaw did in 2021 to 2023, the 3 seasons prior to that, and he was a huge part of the middle of the 49ers defense. Injury concerns are fair. Missed some time in 2021 and 2024, obviously, as we covered. But if he's on the field and healthy, he is one of the best linebackers in football. I just feel like Greenlaw never quite got the spotlight in the Bay Area because he was playing next to some other really good players like Talanoa Hufanga, like another All-Pro at linebacker as well. Nick Bosa on the defensive line. And Greenlaw just kind of got lost in the mix a little bit. But his last full season, essentially, 2023, 120 tackles, 5 tackles for loss, 1.5 sacks, 4 QB hits, and 4 pass breakups to go along with it. Now, he was not maybe the greatest coverage linebacker, although one could argue when he went down in the Super Bowl, that's what opened the door for a Kansas City comeback because Oren Burks took over, and he did not do a very good job of keeping up in coverage, and that's when things started to turn upside down for San Francisco. So Dre Greenlaw coming to the Broncos. Like this signing a lot. I like both the signings the Denver Broncos made today. In fact, we were filming today's video, and then the Dre Greenlaw news broke. So you're going to see at the end of the video me find out live that Greenlaw went to the Broncos. So stick around for that because we had to Frankenstein this video a little bit because I still wanted to keep what was supposed to be beginning of the video, but is now the end of the video in this video, and that is some Cooper Kupp news. But now Denver has made a handful of re-signings and then some new faces coming to town as well. All this happening yesterday before NFL free agency started, and then today you get Cody Barton. You get Matt Peart re-signing with the Broncos, and then you get Talanoa Hufanga along with Dre Greenlaw, both signing very similar contracts. Greenlaw, 3-year, $35 million deal. As for Hufanga, 3-year, $45 million deal. Only $20 million guaranteed for Hufanga, so I look at it as a 2-year, $20 million contract. We'll wait and see what the guarantees are for Greenlaw. Probably around $15 to $20 million, so more or less a 1 or 2 year contract if things aren't going super well. So my reaction to both Niners coming over to Denver is 1, welcome aboard, happy to have you. I think these are 2 Pro Bowl, All-Pro caliber players that unfortunately just had some injuries pop up, and at contract time, it did not look very good for them, and I think Denver swoops in and gets 2 really good high-quality players that just were unavailable for much of the last year or so. And listen, I'm not trying to downplay availability. The best ability is availability. But for the Broncos to get these 2 guys on relatively cheap contracts compared to what some of their peers signed for in the last 48 hours, I don't mind rolling the dice a little bit on 2 guys that sure have some injury history. But when they're on, this Broncos defense, just sit with me for a moment. We already know how great the pass rush is. We don't need to dive into that. They bring back DJ Jones to continue to plug up the run. The biggest weakness on this Broncos defense was the run-stopping unit down the stretch, and a lot of blame went on the linebackers for that. So now you go out and get Dre Greenlaw. Then you improve your secondary by adding Talanoa Hufanga to it and putting that with Pat Surtain, Jaquan McMillan, Riley Moss, and guys, this Denver Broncos defense, I mean, historically has been known as the Orange Crush. Last year, John Gruden nicknamed them the Anonymous Crush. Next year, they will be anonymous. Every single team that plays Denver is going to know all about this defense. I think it's going to be one of the best defenses in football. I think it's going to be a top 5 defense, no questions asked. So as I was saying, I was preparing a video today for free agent linebackers Denver could sign now that a lot of the good ones are taken. Who was at the top of my list? Dre Greenlaw. So love to see that. Love this signing. Cannot say enough good things about Hufanga and Greenlaw. Maybe sharing a flight, get some first-class seats together, crack open a bottle of champs. I don't know. Celebrate the new money coming your way. And they go from San Francisco to Denver. Now, anytime news breaks during free agency, no one gets you a video quicker than we do. How do I know that? We were literally filming a video about please go out and sign Dre Greenlaw, and then they signed him. So if you're looking for a Broncos YouTube channel that's going to keep you up to speed on everything, hit that sub button down below. Do not miss a single thing. So Greenlaw, 3 years, $35 million. I do want to change things up a little bit now and talk about some of the other free agency moves that have been made so far. Some external moves after bringing in Hufanga and bringing in Greenlaw. A couple of players from last year's roster have left in free agency. Most recently, Zach Wilson signing a deal with the Miami Dolphins. I know some people are a little upset that they re-signed Jarrett Stidham and not Zach Wilson. Wilson, I don't believe, ever had any interest in coming back to Denver. I think he wanted to go somewhere where he could actually see the field. And backing up Tua Tagovailoa, that's a good place to be if you want to ever step on the field, because chances are your number will get called. So, sure, Wilson might have the bigger name profile to himself, but I don't believe he was looking to re-sign with the Broncos. I think it was a personal decision to go out and find a place where you have a better chance of actually playing. And behind Bo Nix, that's not a very good bet to make. Jarrett Stidham re-signed, though. A couple other players before free agency re-signed. I don't mind Stidham coming back, $6 million. I think he's a valuable backup. I think he enjoyed helping Knicks get ready every single week. At least that's what I've kind of read since his re-signing. And if he's there and does a good job of supporting Bo, I don't have an issue with paying him $6 million. Another free agent, by the way, from the Broncos that's not returning, Javonte Williams. When I was at the NFL Combine, I asked George Payton, you drafted Javonte 4 years ago. What traits do you see in this running back class and any specific running backs that you see in Javonte? And he said, well, first off, oh, sorry, the lights came on. New studio, so a couple of bugaboos still working through. But George said, we're not opposed to bringing back Javonte. Day one, he goes to Dallas. 1 year, $3 million contract. So best of luck to Williams. It really, really sucks that knee injury in 2022 just ended his career in Denver because he was never able to get back to where he was pre-injury. Cody Barton, by the way, cashed in. He signed a 1 year, $5 million contract last year with the Broncos. This year, 3 years, $21 million. So good for him. I thought he played very well this past season when Singleton went down. A lot of attention went on him. He stepped into a larger role, and I thought he handled it all pretty well. So good enough for a 3 year, $21 million contract. He joins the Lloyd Cushenberry pipeline of Broncos starters that go to Tennessee. So that's 2 right there. Before we talk about one more topic, and then actually 2 more topics because one was filmed before the Dre Greenlaw news came out, make sure you check out Fanatics right now for this Bo Nix jersey. It's 25% off at chatsports.com/fanatics. I put this link in the comments and description of today's video. Really quick, Evan Engram, he visited with the Broncos early today before even the legal tampering began because he was released by the Jags so he can sign anywhere at any point. I have seen some people say, here could be Sean Payton's next Joker. No. Evan Engram is not in my eyes, a Joker-type tight end. I think we are using the term Joker too loosely to just any tight end, any running back. That's a Joker. No, a Joker is someone in a tight end role who is great with yards after the catch, from a running back perspective, and that's usually where you see, I think, a more traditional joker, especially in New Orleans as of late. It's a guy who's got great receiving abilities to his game, like Alvin Kamara and Reggie Bush, right? Evan Ingram's a good red zone target. I don't think just by being a tight end he gets to be qualified as a joker. So Ingram specific, though, a joker aside, listen, you could do worse, and if it's for a fair amount of money, sure, why not, I guess, given how good he was in 2023, not too long ago, nearly 1,000 yards and a boatload of grabs. But, at his age, I'm not going to be sold on this is the solution to the Broncos tight end problem that quietly has been getting louder and louder over the last couple of years. Noah Fant was not the solution. And you keep going back, and maybe you got to go all the way back to Julius Thomas, which was a decade ago at this point, for some real good consistency year after year at the tight end spot. If they sign Ingram, I don't think that alters or changes any draft plans whatsoever. I think it's them going, well, we weren't just going to draft one tight end and call it a day. So you draft a tight end and you bring in a veteran. Plus, if you're power ranking positions that take the longest to get up to NFL game speed, tight end might be towards the bottom because in college, they're not really asked to do a whole lot of blocking. In the NFL, get ready for Myles Garrett, TJ Watt, and Trey Hendrickson and all those guys because you got to chip and you got to work on them before you even get out to your route. And that takes a little bit of time to go from blocking Garrett and then releasing and being a tight end and receiver all in the span of 2 seconds because that's how quick the game moves at the next level. So having a veteran while the rookie gets acclimated to NFL game speed is not a bad thing. So now what we're going to do is we're going to throw it back to old me, time travel a little bit, before I knew the Dre Greenlaw news broke, and then you find out, or you see me find out, Greenlaw gets signed by the Broncos. So let's throw it back to what the start of the video was supposed to be right now. Well, I've got some good news for Broncos fans that really wanted Cooper Kupp in Denver. Adam Schefter is reporting that the Rams are planning to release Kupp after the start of the new league year, which is going to be Wednesday at 2 p.m. Mountain Time, unless a trade materializes, which at this point, I don't expect a trade to because teams know we can just wait until then and not give up a draft pick. So Cooper Kupp, I believe, will be released. It's something I've said on the channel for a good amount of time now. And when that happens, that could be an opportunity for Denver to swoop in and sign Kupp in free agency. I never really thought the Broncos were going to give up draft capital for Kupp given his age and most importantly, the injuries he has sustained the last 3 seasons, not really sniffing a full year since that Triple Crown 2021 campaign. But I know a lot of Broncos fans were very excited about the possibility of signing or trading for Kupp, but it never felt like it had much of a chance because Denver just didn't strike me as a team willing to trade for Kupp. However, in free agency, that's a different ballgame because now you're not giving up any draft capital. So my thoughts on this are I'm not going to be too upset with a free agent signing because I still think Kupp, when on the field, is a very productive player. I don't believe you're getting the 2021 Kupp, and I think a lot of people still think that guy's about to run onto the field. Nope, I don't think so. So I'm not head over heels in love with the idea of signing Kupp because I focus more on 3 straight seasons of missing a third of the year at least, sometimes more, and getting old and probably declining as well. So personally, I'm not looking to catch the Cooper Kupp bouquet and make sure he comes to Denver, but I can understand why a lot of you would love the idea of pairing Kupp with Bo Nix. On paper, sounds fantastic. And I can warm up to the idea, and I'm not going to be sulking and going hand in head, oh my God, I can't believe they signed Cooper Kupp. No, I won't have that type of reaction if it happens. But I'm not going to be doing jumping jacks or backflips, even if I could. I just don't believe Kupp is this great receiver that people still think he is. I think the last 3 years are a better reflection that he's good. I don't think he's well, I kind of am hinting that he's washed, but I don't think he's total trash. Or I don't think he is completely unplayable. That seems a little bit too extreme. But I don't think he's someone who's probably going to live up to the contract that he is going to get in free agency because Darius Slayton just got 3-year, $39 million. He sucks. So Cooper Kupp is going to get a number that starts with a 1, and it's probably going to be like 16. I would say Cooper Kupp's going to sign a contract that pays him around $14 to $16 million a year. And if Denver is the team that pays him that, all right, I guess, but I'm not going to be advocating for it. If another team pays him that, I'll be very fine with it. So let me know if you would like to see Denver go out and sign Kupp when he, in my opinion, is going to be released, in my opinion, and also Adam Schefter's opinion. I am not campaigning for this. I'll probably go with no. I know that sounds crazy to say. Whenever you hit gold on a young quarterback like C.J. Stroud last year with the Texans, Houston went out and traded for Stephon Diggs. They put weapons around him. They traded for Joe Mixon, and that's a great blueprint. I'm okay with the Broncos wide receiver room. And I'm not settling here. I really do believe it. I think a Courtland Sutton extension is going to happen before week 1. I think Marvin Mims showed us in the second half of last year, he is more than just a gadget guy. He's not just a younger Cordero Patterson or Tavon Austin. A younger Tavon Austin doesn't catch a Hail Mary touchdown against the Bengals to force overtime. Devon Vele was really good in the middle portion of the year. Troy Franklin got way better as the season progressed. Went from being a healthy scratch in the first game of the year to catching the first touchdown in the playoff game against Buffalo. Yeah, I think this is a good receiver room that is not filled with a bunch of household names and fantasy football guys you take early on, but Sean Payton has done a lot of damage with younger wide receivers. Turn those lights off, please. Dre Greenlaw with the Broncos. Oh, holy shitballs. Well, we were about to talk about that in the video, so let's pick it up right here, I guess, a little bit. Should we? How should we do this? Should we stop the video? You guys want to be a part of the video? Okay. Well, Dre Greenlaw, had a whole thing scripted out about it, so we'll just stop. All right. Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna stop, but we're gonna include this in the second half of the Dre Greenlaw video. So I'm gonna time travel in the video.